it's time for the picks. UFC 299 is this weekend, and this card is stacked. It is known as one of the best cards of the year, maybe besides UFC 300. But some people actually think that this card is better than UFC 300, and that's up to debate. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. But I'm going to be talking about all the fights on the main card, as well as some fights on the prelims, you know, some of the fights that I found interesting. If you guys missed that, I already made a video talking about the main event between Sean O'Malley and Marlon Chito Vera, where I came up with a game plan to fight Sean O'Malley if I were Chito Vera, and I broke down who I thought was going to win the fight, so go check it out there, guys. But first, I want everybody guys to subscribe button, like, comment, and share. We're almost at 12K. If you guys could just comment in the comment section below, like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that, it'll really help the algorithm show other people that people are interested in this video, so it'll recommend it to others and just help the channel grow, so please do that there. And if you're interested in making UFC 299 picks, check out betting.bet and find the best sport books and betting bonuses in your area. That's free picks, free odds, and everything you want betting. Make sure to check it out in the link in the description. They're supporting the channel, so serious to check it out. Great website if you're interested in betting and looking at whatever the best lines are. And you guys could also look at some of the bets, because I will be giving you guys some tips here. I'll be giving you guys my prediction, and you guys can follow along and you'll place bets as you will. But just don't forget to please gamble responsibly. Alright, but I want to start with the first fight of the prelim I want to talk about. I want to talk about two fights on the prelim, and that is Mateusz Gamrot versus RDA. Now, Mateusz Gamrot has been looking good as of recently. He's coming off a controversial win against Raphael Fiziev, where Raphael Fiziev tore his knee in that fight. It wasn't a legit win, and prior to that, he fought Jailton Turner. It was a pretty close fight there, too. And he's going to be fighting a legend like Raphael Dos Anjos, who hasn't had the best performance recently, on and off. Whenever he's fighting these top guys, it seems like he tends to fall short nowadays. Look, at the end of the day, I think RDA has just become a lot older, and I think Mateusz Gamrot is very good. I think that he has a lot of good skill sets. I think his defensive wrestling is good. I think his striking is good. I just can't see what RDA is going to be able to do to Mateusz that Mateusz isn't going to be prepared for to defend. So with this being said, I'm going to go with Mateusz Gamrot by decision, but it could be a finish too. You know, you never know. I could maybe see him, you know, catching RDA or something like that, maybe in the third round, but I see this most likely going to a decision. And now I want to talk about the prelim headliner between Curtis Blaydes and Jailton Almeida. Now, Jailton Almeida, if you guys recall, I think since the start of this channel, I've been saying Jailton Almeida is a guy that you should really be paying attention to. I mean, the way that he's been getting these quick finishes, it's super impressive, but I'm really excited for this matchup because not only is he finally facing a top heavyweight, right? He fought Derek Lewis, but that was on short notice, and Derek Lewis is a guy that's been on and off lately. Not only is this a top heavyweight, but this is a wrestler. This is someone that is going to challenge Jailton Almeida in that department. This isn't going to be a guy that Jailton's going to just be able to ragdoll. Now, I think it's interesting to see that Curtis Blaydes has been saying in interviews that it seems like the game plan for him is to keep this on the feet and strike with Jailton Almeida. But with that being said, I looked through the Jailton Almeida tape. There isn't a lot of footage of him, you know, on the feet. Most of the time, he gets a takedown within the first 30 seconds and dominates from there. Even if the fight lasts multiple rounds, usually within the first 30 seconds of that round, he's usually on the ground. But this time, he's fighting a wrestler, so I'm not so sure if it's going to be easy. With this being said, there's a lot of question marks. I don't know how good Jailton is going to be on the feet. He could be very good on the feet, or he could be total ass. But my prediction is I'm going to go with Curtis Blaydes. I actually think Curtis Blaydes will be able to defend a lot of these takedowns. We've seen Curtis Blaydes have some decent stand-up in the past, so I think he's going to keep this on the feet, land some shots on Jailton Almeida. I think Jailton Almeida, being new, I think the fight's not going to be going his way, and I think we're going to see Curtis Blaydes do very well here. I got Curtis Blaydes. I'm going to go with third round knockout in the beginning of the third round. I think he's going to finally knock him out, and I think this will be a good performance from Curtis Blaydes. But we're going to talk about the main card. Opening up the main card, Petr Yan trying to snap his losing streak against Song Yadong. Now, Song Yadong is one of the most underrated guys in the bantamweight division. I mean, looking at the Corey Sandhagen performance, I thought that he would have beat Corey Sandhagen without that cut. I feel like the cut really messed him up in that fight, but he was doing very well outside of that. And so is Petr Yan, to be fair. Petr Yan has beaten Corey Sandhagen, don't get me wrong. But this matchup is interesting because I do think that Petr Yan and Song Yadong are very similar in style. They're both boxing heavy. They both are very forward pressure. I think this is going to come down to, you know, whoever's the best conditioned, whoever has the better boxing. The way I look at this fight is I think that Petr Yan really is going to be pressuring Song Yadong. I think Song Yadong is going to be on the back foot, and I think we're going to see Petr Yan really pressure him. And I think it's going to be up to Song Yadong to get a knockout here. I think the Song Yadong's only way of winning this. I think Petr Yan's going to have a little bit more volume. Maybe he'll lack volume in the beginning, and maybe Song Yadong could steal the first round. I think it'll be close, but I think that Petr Yan is going to pull this one out because I just don't trust Song Yadong to knock him out. But Song Yadong, if I'm him, I think I would mix up some takedowns, you know what I mean? Make this a mixed martial arts fight because that is how you're going to get Petr Yan off your back. And I also think we're going to see Petr Yan with more diverse weapons. I mean, the guy's been training for a year, right? He lost to Marab about a year ago. I don't think he's been doing nothing in this time. I think he's going to win 29-28 via decision. All right, the next fight on the pay-per-view, Gilbert Burns is going to be facing Jack Della Maddalena. Now, you know, I got to support the Jack army, you know what I mean? Jack Della Maddalena, I mean, he's been looking very good in his fights. I mean, he's coming off of a good performance against Kevin Holland. It was a kind of a lackluster fight, if we're going to be honest. I'm not sure whose fault it was, but he got the win there. It was a close fight. I know some people scored it for Kevin Holland. I think it kind of went to JDM. I don't think you could score it for Kevin Kevin. But outside of that fight, Jack has had some exciting performances, knocking out Randy Brown in the first round, which I think that win has aged a lot better more and more. And Gilbert Burns is someone that I've also said is one of the most underrated top welterweights. I mean, his jiu-jitsu is very good. He has power. His striking is also very nice. I mean, the guy dropped Usman in his prime. Usman was also scared to go to the ground with him. Like, I think that tells a lot about Gilbert Burns and his ground ability. And Gilbert Burns could finish this fight at any time, or at least I thought so, right? I was really surprised that he wasn't able to finish Jorge Masvidal. I thought that he was going to be able to, and he almost did in multiple parts. He really stung Masvidal, and that speaks to the power of Gilbert Burns. But Gilbert Burns is coming off of a loss to Belal Muhammad. He accepted on short notice, got injured in that fight, has been out with an injury for a long time, and is coming back to fight a young, hungry guy in Jack Della Maddalena. With that being said, you know, that doesn't sound good when I say it like that, right? I think Gilbert Burns, he needs to mix it up. I think he needs to test Jack Della Maddalena. I think he needs to make Jack Della Maddalena question, should I be in here with him? Am I at this level yet? And what I mean by that is go for takedowns, pressure Jack Della Maddalena, make him uncomfortable, you know, definitely mixing a lot of takedowns. I think that's going to be the key here. Jack Della Maddalena has been working with Paul Craig recently, I know, so he is going to be very equipped to deal with the jiu-jitsu, and he has some good takedown defense anyway. And for Jack Della Maddalena, I think it's going to take blitzing in forward, feinting a lot, and just trying to get his boxing across, also mixing that low calf kick. My prediction, though, I'm going to go with JDM. I think Jack Della Maddalena will get this done. My prediction is I think I'm going to go with Jack Della Maddalena by second round knockout at the end, a TKO. I think he's going to catch Gilbert Burns, knock him down, get some ground and pound across, and that's that. Jack Della Maddalena is skilled, Gilbert Burns is skilled. I'm super excited for that matchup, and I honestly don't know who could win that one. That one is one of the closer fights on the card. Now, this fight I've been excited for, MVP versus Kevin Holland. Now, MVP, of course, is the new UFC signee, and is known for that awkward taekwondo jumping back and forth style. It kind of looks like a karate stance, moving in and out, you know, kind of taunting, you know, to try to mask his weapons. He's got the implements taunts in his fighting style, kind of like Anderson Silva did back in the day. And with that, it's hard to kind of read what he's doing because, you know, he's dancing around, he's moving, he's pointing here and then fighting everywhere at once. And it's going to take someone like Kevin Holland to try to put a stop to that. I think, look, I think the game plan here, if I'm MVP, I think it's blitzing in and out, being very careful, keeping my head off the center line, making sure I do not get hit with Kevin Holland's power, because Kevin Holland has underrated power. And for Kevin Holland, this is going to be a fight where I think he's going to have to mix up his skills. This can't be another Wonder Boy situation where he's keeping this fight on the feet, having a fun time. I think he should try to mix it up. I think he should try to, you know, push him against the fence, kind of like how he did a little bit in that Wonder Boy fight, at least in the beginning, just to help break up the fight and get some control and land some shots of his own. Be unpredictable too if I'm Kevin Holland, because Kevin Holland can be unpredictable too. Both guys are very long and rangy, but if I had to give one guy the edge, I think I'm going to go Kevin Holland by second round knockout. I think, look, I think the first round is going to be close. I think that MVP is arguably going to be winning the whole fight, blitzing in and out, landing some shots on Kevin Holland, and then I think we're going to see Kevin Holland do decent in some parts, but I think we're going to see him catch him with a big right hand, and I think we're going to see MVP get knocked down and get submitted by Kevin Holland, maybe with a Darce choke or something like that, and that's my prediction. Second round knockout or submission due to a knockdown. That's my prediction right now. And the co-main event, Dustin Poirier, Benoit Saint Denis. Now, Dustin Poirier, Benoit Saint Denis, I mean, this is a fight that nobody expected was going to happen because Dustin Poirier notoriously hasn't really fought a lot of contenders, if we're going to be honest. Justin Gaethje fought Raphael Dos Anjos, so that was fair enough to him. And now this is Dustin Poirier's opportunity to fight Benoit Saint Denis. And Benoit Saint Denis, I remember when he called out Dustin Poirier, I did not think at all he would get this matchup, but here we are today, 5-round co-main event. Now, Dustin Poirier, I think there's a lot of question marks. Is he as good as he once was? I think that's what we're going to have to find out in this fight. Nobody knows that. He's coming off of a knockout to Justin Gaethje. Both guys are in a southpaw stance, so I think that's good because Benoit Saint Denis won't have that head kick open, at least as easily, right? And I think Benoit Saint Denis is going to have to really mix it up here, you know, grapple with him. I think majoritively he should try to go for some takedowns, especially to steal the rounds and get some control. He's a black belt in judo. I think Dustin Poirier should keep this on the feet, make it a boxing match, and test the dog of Benoit Saint Denis, right? I mean, this is a 5-round fight. We don't know how Benoit Saint Denis is going to be in the 4th and 5th rounds. He could be tired, and I think if I'm Poirier, I'm going to mess with his legs. I'm going to, you know, throw those low calf kicks because they're both going to be in a southpaw stance, so I think Poirier will definitely do that. You know, land some body shots here and there, and I think try to wear down Benoit Saint Denis for the later rounds. And if he does that, I think Benoit Saint Denis can maybe win some of the early rounds, and Dustin Poirier could pull that out at the end, which I think is what Dustin Poirier is planning to do. I think this is why it's 5 rounds. And to be honest, going into this video, my prediction was Benoit Saint Denis, but after thinking about it again, I think I'm going to go with Dustin Poirier. I think Dustin Poirier can do that. I think he could survive till the later rounds and try to pick apart Benoit Saint Denis there with that low calf kick, you know, landing his shots. And Benoit Saint Denis also has a good chin, so I don't think this is going to be a situation where he easily gives up. No, I mean, you guys should see his UFC debut. Point is, though, I think, yeah, Dustin Poirier is going to be able to pick apart Benoit Saint Denis in the later rounds and make this a dogfight. So, yeah, Dustin Poirier is my final prediction. If you guys want to see my prediction, click the screen for the main event, O'Malley versus Vera, and also check out my video talking about the whole Ryan Garcia situation. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Make sure to hit subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Check out my Discord server in the link in the description. Thank you, betting.bet, and I'll see you guys in the next one.